Hello and welcome to Anything and Everything Nerd Style.
You serious?
Yes, I'm serious. Dead serious. Now, without any further delay, please, let's get into the show. Hell yeah! Let's do this!
I'm waiting.
Boy, I'm glad all that's over.
Hey, listen.
Y'all, by the way, I'm making some barbacoa. Super happy about that.
Me too, because I'm in the same
I'll
house.
be on my way. Text me your address and I'll can drive. So
I'm fucking 2 rooms away.
I actually didn't make enough for you, James. I'm so sorry. Next time I will, though.
you.
So,
I'm one fucking bedroom, one kitchen and one living room away.
all right, everybody ready?
Ready.
Hello and welcome to Anything and Everything Nerd Style. I am Clinton Ritchie. That is Coleman Ritchie.
Heyo.
That is James Orr.
What's up?
And today, wait a minute. What happened to him? Oh my gosh, it was a Demogorgon! Alright. So,
Good thing all they can do is shriek, right?
yeah. Before we start, though, what was everybody's favorite, or who was everybody's favorite character? Favorite character for this season? Oh shit, sorry. By the way, guys, we're doing Stranger Things, Season 1. So, if you haven't watched that, please go watch that, and then check this out, which everybody should have already seen it.
If you haven't watched it yet, stop here. Stop right now and watch it. You will like it.
Because there's going to be a bunch of spoilers. Alright, favorite characters. Who is your favorite character?
Who's
Can
going
I have
first?
two?
Well, basically the whole season, we were talking about season 1, which Dusty's always been my favorite. I just want to establish Steve was the guy I liked too, but after I watched this fucking episode, dude, Steve's a fucking douchebag at first. He's a fucking asshole.
Steve definitely becomes better through the season and or other season.
Yeah, 'cause dude,
Or both.
I'm going with Dusty. Dusty's fucking awesome.
That's
I
hey,
like Dusty, but I think I have one that I still like more.
11.
No, I'm not going to pick 11.
He's going to
because, I mean, come on,
fucking
she's got
pick who I
superpowers.
want. I swear to God. Go ahead, Coleman.
I'm definitely going for Hopper. Like,
Okay, cool.
I'm all about Hopper, man.
That wasn't mine.
I like 11, and I like Dusty. Dusty's the smartest kid, so I definitely relate to that. Like, he's the smartest one. He usually figures out, and no one ever listens to him half the time. He like really has to get his point across. But Hopper, I mean, everything that he goes through, his flashbacks, everything else. Like, I'm a big Hopper fan.
Hey, if you think
Well,
about it,
Hopper is
if you think
badass.
about it, what you call it? Mike is like Leonardo, and Dusty's like Donatello because he really runs the show when it comes to ideas, doing stuff. But Mike's still the leader.
Well, if you think about it, Hopper has the most character progression of the story through the whole season or the whole book. Other than 11, obviously. But 11 is established pretty early on that she has powers. And from the jump, she has, what I would call force abilities. It's not to the end of the season that you see that.
It's kind of like Yoda.
Boy. Who?
Yeah, she's kind of like Yoda.
Yeah, exactly.
They say that during the season.
Episode 8 or chapter 8 is when it's referenced.
Yeah. Good job. So, was that your favorite character? Is 11?
Hopper's your favorite.
Oh, okay, Hopper.
Oh, I got another Hopper.
My favorite character was Mr. Clark.
He
The,
is really
Clark.
cool. I like Mr. Clark.
That's a science teacher, right?
yeah, that's his,
Yeah.
yeah.
AV/science. It's
Dude.
the AV club plus science.
He is the reason they were able to get everything done. Because if they had a problem, call it Mr. Clark, and boom, shit happened.
Ask him.
Yeah.
And I loved it in chapter number 7. Whenever he was all like, "Are we just supposed to? You always told us like
Yeah.
we're supposed to always be wanting to learn. And now you're telling me that you don't want me to learn right now. He's like, oh dang, and like so he had to go ahead. And
You
do
know-
it, like
We'll talk about this
You know,
Monday.
Justin was such a cock blocker right there. Such a cock blocker.
well, he didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, hey, but he pulled in. She was pretty cute, dude. Just
I mean,
saying.
it wasn't bad for a
He is
time.
pretty cute, man. He has a nice.
She
butt.
was stupid.
We're talking about the scientist, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
he is a demigorgon. He doesn't mind what
I eat
what
butt.
flesh is. What sex
I
or
bet you
race.
do. I bet you, if anything, if you got a hold of him, you would eat him ass to mouth. Sorry.
If I got a hold of James, I'd fucking eat him fucking mouth to ass because I want to eat that beard.
No, not the face first.
Extra flavor.
So how everybody feel about Stranger Things?
Season
I watched it
one.
twice. Has anybody else watched it twice? Anyone?
I've watched it like
I watched
6
it like,
times.
yeah, 5 or 6 times.
Damn, I wouldn't watch it twice. What about Game of Thrones? I watched that twice.
I mean, we're not talking about Game of Thrones, Kyle.
I'm just asking. I'm just curious.
I actually think that
Well, Game of Thrones is a long ass
overrated.
one.
I haven't watched it yet.
No fucking
Game of
way.
Thrones is overrated.
You're tripping.
I haven't
That's
watched
my
it yet.
opinion.
I agree with Coleman. I think it's
You're
over.
tripping too. You don't even know what
Everybody
good shit
wants
is.
into the sex scenes, into sex scenes,
What?
and
That movie's not all about sex.
midgets.
What?
Hey, the sex parts are the
you ain't
best
even watched
parts.
it if you're gonna think that it's all sex scenes. What the
I
fuck?
mean, the first season is
What I
incest.
truly think about
Black
There's
the
like one.
Stranger Things-
Hold on, hold on, hold on.
Incest.
Yeah, hold on. Let's
You
stop.
take that out
Let's
the whole
stop.
season?
Let's stop right now. We're already getting carried
Yeah,
away.
you're right.
Jesus. All right.
My
I
bad.
just, what I like most about Stranger Things is I think it's written beautifully. Like, even if something happens, if you start to question it, like within the next 5 to 10 minutes of watching, most of the time you will get the answer. Like, you know, sometimes it never really gets explained or whatever, but in Stranger Things, it's written so well, it gives you that mystery, but yet it will explain everything later on.
Yep.
Oh,
Actually, Kyle, I'm about to hand this to you. But first off, they were actually only supposed to make one season, and then they were going to make something completely different because they were going to have multiple seasons of different stuff. But people liked this season so much that they continued the story.
I
Kyle,
wanna
fun
say
fact.
hold on. Before I do fun facts, I want to establish what he said, why he likes Stranger Things. He said because of, you know, you learn this and that. I'm going to tell you why I like Stranger Things. It's the 80s nostalgia. I've always liked 80s. There's so much cool things in the 80s. The 80s
No,
nostalgia based off that show is fucking amazing. Jerry
this
Curls, you see a
definitely
bunch of
takes you
shit.
back.
That's why Adam
It
Sandler
definitely
always does
takes
it.
you back.
Yep.
Freaking awesome, man. I like that 80s nostalgia.
So you're saying that this was supposed to be something more like American Horror Story
Yeah.
rather than
From
like how
what-
every season is something different?
Yeah, from what I looked up, they were supposed to just make this one season, and then they were supposed to do something completely different. It wasn't even supposed to be based in the 80s, but everybody liked it so much that they kept it around. And they started making more, and which was a good thing because we all fucking love Stranger Things, right?
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. So,
I wasn't wearing my Stranger Things shirt. Shit. Go ahead.
oh yeah, you have a Hellfire shirt.
Yeah, I'm
You
fucking
know?
with.
Yeah,
But you can't wear that anyways. That's season 4 anyways. That's not. You'd have
That's
to wait till
true.
season 4 to wear that shit.
Fuck.
All right, so everybody knows who the Duffer Brothers are. Duffer Brothers, right?
Yeah.
They're the creators. So their pitch was rejected 15 to 20 times because networks wanted it to be either a kids show or about Jim Hopper. It's supposed to be a show about
I
Hopper.
mean, Jim Hopper is like a pretty key
Well,
character.
that's what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be either about Hopper or just like a straight kids show. That's why they got rejected.
I don't
Uh,
think that it is based mainly on Hopper, though. I mean,
It's
I
not.
think that they do a good job bouncing
Well,
around. but
what
he
I
is
read,
a-
though-
a
Wait.
serious.
Yeah. No.
But what I
No.
read though is that they did literally. It was supposed to either be like a kids show where it's not as gruesome and violent, or based off Hopper being the main character. Hopper was supposed to be the main character of the show,
He's right.
the cop. You know, good cop. But
Was he a good cop?
He was
Turned into a good cop.
he was a.
I don't know if he was really a bad cop. I think he was just a mediocre cop. But then he started taking.
I get what you're saying because he was kind of an
Like-
asshole. Like in the first season, he's just like
He did-
doesn't give
he
a
did
fuck about
state-
shit.
First off,
He did state one thing. He said mornings are for coffee and contemplation.
Yeah, that's in the
Okay.
beginning. I remember
This-
that too.
this was the
And
first
donut,
season.
that's a donut.
This was the first season, and he was literally able to fucking whip everybody's ass. So apparently, he's a pretty badass cop, and he was ahead of the kids, and the kids were figuring out
Yeah,
shit.
that's their favorite character. What the fuck? you
Hopper
guys are
was a
fucking-
badass dude. So
You just saying
No,
Hopper's a bad cop? Oh, and that's your favorite?
No,
character?
I'm not saying he's a bad cop, but I would say at the beginning he's not really what you would be like. Oh
wasn't-
my god, he's such a great cop.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like, hey, this is my job. I'm gonna go about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he also
It wasn't
said
until Will got. It wasn't until.
at the beginning, he literally states, like, I have it here, like the like most craziest thing that's happened was like an owl going and thinking that
Attacking
the
somebody's hair.
was a neck.
Yeah.
I mean, that in
Right.
4 years, that's the most craziest thing that had happened. So
Somebody's
maybe he
taking their
just
lawn
kinda
gnomes
got-
again.
Maybe he just got like into. He just got like more into
There he is.
what's it called? Like
a groove,
rhythm, like
a groove.
hey, this is what's going on.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I feel you.
Right.
He's more like he got more involved with Will. Once Will disappeared, and he's good friends, and they've crushed. They probably had a crush on each other for a long time. Hopper and fucking Will's mom. And,
They did, but
Winona Ryder, dude.
we'll figure that out later on in the season or series.
Oh, sorry, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Like, whenever
You have
Will
to
disappeared in the
understand.
first season, that's whenever he started being very precautious. Like, what's going on? I mean, he literally goes to that lab. I mean, come on now. Anyway, where was I? You guys.
Hopper.
Yeah.
Okay, so the show was supposed to be called the original show was supposed to be called like Montauk, and it's even like it's a I don't know if it's a real city. I think it's a fake city or
It was
either
something, I
Montauk's
remember-
a fake
I remember.
City or the city they live in is a fake city. One of the two. I don't remember. But everyone. But it was called Stranger Things. They changed it from Montauk to Stranger Things because of Stephen King's Needful Things. That's where the Duffer Brothers got the idea for Stranger Things, Needful Things. They were Stephen King fans. They
They
liked
were-
horror, Needful Things. And when they auditioned a lot of the kids, it was 906 boys, 307 girls. And that was for the first. That was ahead of the first season. And when they did the scenes, the kids had to literally do. You guys remember that movie, Stand By Me? Remember with the 4 little boys?
Yes.
They had to do those scenes where they had to like act out those scenes to see what they were. And the main character, Mike, 11's boyfriend, his name's I got it somewhere right here.
Michael.
No,
No.
I'm talking about the real guy.
Oh,
It's fine. Just see what happens.
Finn Wolfhard is his name. His name is Finn Wolfhard. He was sick and he couldn't audition, so what he did was he sent a video of him doing the Stand By Me while he was in bed, sick. Got the part. Ain't that amazing? Dude was sick and still got the
That's what
part.
you call dedication.
Yeah.
That's what you call a badass.
Bad. I am.
Yeah.
The bone. I gotta go back to the red. I have to go back to the darkness, guys.
So,
Mike is my least favorite character.
That's what I meant. Sorry.
you think what?
Mike's my least favorite character.
I mean, he's a fucking little whiny baby, but that's fine.
I mean-
Will.
Quiet. You're tripping, James.
Will-
Will doesn't even talk.
Poor
really.
Will. You know what? I feel like they kept him out because he's not that good of an actor. I mean, I could be wrong about this, but I feel like they usually do that with people. They put them like he can act like a little messed up kid. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Doesn't
Sorry.
Will like?
Sorry.
Doesn't Will have a love connection with 11 in real life?
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure they do.
I thought he was gay.
I think.
Oh, it's
have
only
you
in the
seen
show.
how she looks
Sorry,
now?
later on. Sorry.
I'm pretty sure they got a connection. I think her and Will are like boyfriend girlfriend. I could be wrong. I don't know.
All right. Well, it starts off with the kids. It says that it was based in November 6th, 1983, right? And it starts
In
off
Indiana.
with It starts off with the D&D game. Now, if you listen to the D&D game, he loses against the Demigorgon, and right after that, he gets snatched.
Oh, you gotta do it better than that, Clinton. Be like, and then, all right. So I walk forward, and a Demigorgon.
Firebomb him! Sorry. turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I
that's a good part, dude.
It
all
was,
that
man.
Really,
I rolled
all
a
that
7.
Really gets explained later on, though. Like if you keep on watching after season 1, all of that does get explained.
Well, they say they do at the end. Like they end up fighting that one again, and he fucking firebombs him, and then he beats him because they just beat the Demogorgon. So I just thought that was a little interesting thing that they did right there.
Dude, they're scared. They're scared of me, bro, because like the whole time they're playing D&D, they're hoping, what is it? And they're scared. And Mike goes, and then they're like, well, okay, what is it? Oh no, we're about to fight it. And then, Demogorgon, they see me.
Yeah, that would scare me too.
Savage.
I'm pretty scary, man.
All right, so what do y'all think about at the very beginning? Right, it shows off all the kids. Nancy at the very beginning, I did not like her. Just throwing that
She's
out
really
there.
like she's like teacher's pet type shit.
Yeah.
At first.
No. See, I completely got the other thing. I completely got exactly what Jonathan ends up telling her. Like she plays that part in front of people, but that's not really who she. Like I could see that. Like
Fuck
she's
that.
really a dirty
Dustin was trying to give her a fucking piece of pizza, and she just slams the door in his face instead of saying no, thank you, fucking bitch.
But that's like your brother, who's literally like they're in 7th grade in this. Okay,
Yeah,
she's
it's a
like
little
a
friend.
sophomore. She's a sophomore in school. Okay, so literally 4 years older sister. That's normal around that age.
I mean,
don't
it
see
is.
that as being.
It is. I still think she's a
Feminine
bitch.
Girl to guy.
I don't either. It's your little brother's friend, bro. Like my sister Amanda, she had to deal with my ass, and my friends. She was the same way.
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't think. I just think that's normal. She's going through the teenager hormones of being a female.
Mhm.
I don't even want to know.
She's a bitch.
That's all I got to say about that.
He offered her a piece of pizza. It's pizza. You fucking take that shit.
He should have offered her a cheeseburger.
She needs some kind of meat on
Or
her
a
bones.
salad.
She was super skinny.
I agree, but
You see them
she was
shoulders?
too busy chasing after other
He was in
things.
high school, man.
Yeah.
You got to worry about your figure in high school.
So
I think she's fucking innocent. I think whoever thinks she is tripping. She was like, she's grade A, like she gets A's all the way through school. She
Yeah.
studies, she does it. Steve corrupted her, bro. That's real shit. No matter what you say.
Steve
Steve
sucked.
does. I,
And can I ask you a
Steve
question?
was a douche at the beginning.
Well,
What? Yeah, what he does to fucking what the fuck is Will's brother's name? Mike or Tom or I know his
Jonathan.
name.
Jonathan.
Jonathan. I
Jonathan.
said it a minute ago. Yeah.
Yeah, he throws Jonathan's camera down on the fucking ground. That's some
Because
hoe
he
ass shit.
fucking took fucking pictures of her undressing.
Yeah,
Other
but he
than-
wasn't doing that. He was just taking pictures. I mean,
No.
yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, he
Well,
fucking
I mean,
did that.
he-
He
Pretty
even
pervy.
said he even
But he has a
admitted
crush
he
on
shouldn't
her,
have taken
dude.
that picture.
Do what,
He has a
Coleman?
crush on her. I don't know.
Even he
Anyways,
admitted
what I'm
he
saying
shouldn't
is
have taken that
Steve.
picture.
I can't hear it.
What I was getting at though was Steve's friends that sit at the table, the redhead and that guy with the freckles everywhere. How come they're never in this show?
Because they got in a fight and they Steve told them to fuck off pretty much, and then they were
Okay,
like,
but you think they would
wanna
put him in
fight
the show,
me?
though?
You can't even take on Jonathan Boyce or whatever his name is.
Yeah, but you think they would still
Byers,
be in the
yeah.
show though, right?
No, fuck that. Fuck those guys. That's what he gets for eating souls.
But hold
I'm
on.
just saying.
So,
based
wait,
off
I'm
Hollywood,
kidding.
why would those guys not still be in the show if they were characters?
So can I ask you something? So if they were actually seeing, so in the first season, he is a junior, she's a sophomore. They could be seniors. Okay, they could have gone
Got you.
after the first season, and that
Yep.
could be why they're gone. Steve, we're just gonna say, yeah, things happen and things fall how they play in other seasons.
There is a character gone that I don't remember seeing in the later on seasons.
That's what I'm saying.
No, it's Mike's little sister.
She's in there.
And later on,
But she's always back.
later on in
She's
this,
in there. She's
later
in all of
on,
them.
wow,
background.
I never.
You'll see it real quick. She'll be eating pancakes or something when Mike's coming downstairs or some shit.
Later on in the other seasons.
She doesn't have big roles where she's acting.
Okay,
She's just,
well,
like,
I'll
he's in
believe
the
you.
background.
I mean, they introduced
Let me-
Lucas's sister, and she was never shown. So.
James, what, James?
Yeah. Let me throw something in. How awesome would it be to get paid for being a background actor, dude? I'm just
Hey.
saying. I mean, you're not famous, right? But dude,
It's like
that's
being in the
good
NFL
money.
and sitting on the bench, and you're making $500,000
exactly.
a year.
Yeah, right.
I'll go
Being a
sit on that
third-string
fucking
kicker or
bench.
some shit, you know, make that money, bro. Make that
That's
money.
like Jane Silent Bob Strike Back. Remember Jane Silent Bob Strike Back? They go to be Goodwill Hunting #2, and they're in the background, but they're actually like, I don't know, Jane Silent Bob. I don't know. Some people don't know what that is. I'm just like, wow, what the fuck is going on in the world? Jose put you on blast, and now you're on the podcast, dude. Harold and Kumar, what's that? What the fuck?
He's 19,
He
dude.
must be a Zennial, man.
No, he's not.
He's 19 years
18.
old. No, he's just turned 19. No, at least he said he was 19.
He's about to be 19.
So, what'd y'all think about the Demogorgon not eating Will and it like eats everybody
I'll
else?
see why. I'm not a fucking pedophile, bro. I don't fuck with the young ones. I like. Well, have you ever seen a girl with a big juicy ass run by? Us Demogorgons, my culture, we attack the big fat ass women.
I'm just saying.
And I'm saying, bro, like if you
He
ate a
chased
piece
them.
of
He
fat
chased
ass-
them all the way to the house. He ran into the garage, fucking snuck up behind him, takes them, and just gonna leave him there, like where you can
Talking about
escape.
the shed. Are you talking about the shed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I know one thing that I didn't like. It's
What
when
if?
the
What
mom's
if-
trying to talk to Will,
Oh,
or the
oh.
mom's trying to talk to Will, and then a fucking Demogorgon comes out of the wall. I thought
All right, hold
there were
on.
portals.
Let James answer that real quick.
What if the
Why you
Demogorgon?
fuck me, huh?
Well, Kyle, I just
that's
asked
you.
something, and then you asked something after I asked something. So, answer mine real quick.
Real quick. What if the Demogorgon is like L11, where he can only use his powers without being drained? You know what I mean? Maybe he has like a set limit, maybe 5 minutes or something. Maybe after he got to Will, he captured him, and then he had to capture him and let him go because he
You can't
he ran
eat
out of
him?
energy. He didn't eat him. I mean,
Come on, that's all he was
I don't
doing.
know.
He should have ate his
if
ass.
he eat him, maybe it used more energy than he had to get back.
And then
you know,
then he
had
hooked
to
them
run
up like
out
a
of-
battery. Later on, go ahead, Coleman. What were you gonna say?
I actually think
Yeah, fuck
that
me.
further in the seasons, it explains it more. I don't want to go into the detail of why it doesn't eat him, but there's something where it actually something with Will and another character that comes in like season 3 that actually he connects, and then that's why all of book 2 or chapter 2 or whatever, or not chapter 2 but book 2, Stranger Things 2 happens because he uses Will as his like
Yeah, I know
bond
that.
with the world.
Okay,
He
so
uses
that's what you were
Will
saying.
as a bond. He uses it as a bond with reality to connect with the Upside
Yeah,
Down.
I gotcha. I don't know what you're doing right now, but you better be hitting that like and subscribe button right down there. Make sure to go ahead, hit it, like, and subscribe. Subscribe, it's free. Just do it. Kyle, go.
What? I'm confused what you just said. I was just saying the thing with the Will shit. It's just like whenever the fucking Demogorgon comes to the walls. It makes no sense. That's all I was saying.
Yeah.
They have to go through portals. Is what I was saying. So why the fuck when the mom's like, when he says on the letters, run, and she looks and a Demogorgon, I'm like, what the fuck? Just like the same thing with Will. That's what I was saying before.
It was trying to create a new portal because there's
They
not
can't
portals
create new
everywhere.
portals. But what's his name has to do it, and it has to be with something happening.
No, they
Yes,
dude,
they-
he jumped through
a human
multiple.
and-
He,
Well,
he
that's
jumped.
more seasons
He
down
jumped
the
through.
line, though.
It comes harder to make portals once they close the major portal. That's why it has to go through more during this time. That's why I'm
But it has
saying
to be where it
they
has to be
use
where a
Will
human
as
has
a
to.
connection with reality. So
With the human.
if you
Yes.
haven't
A
noticed,
human.
Yes, that's why he told her to run.
that's why it's a connection.
But
And
then
that's
why did it come
almost
through without
everything
her?
is within a
As she
certain
was standing
vicinity.
there, it was starting to come through. She ran, then
And it
went
came
back.
through anyways.
No, then she went back in there, and that's when it came through.
Everything's within a certain vicinity
Okay,
of where.
whenever
you live.
somebody gets taken and get fucked up, that's where a new portal starts. You even learn it later on. It has to be through
maybe.
somebody.
That's
I don't know.
So
I don't-
what happened with the tree? How did the portal come in the tree then?
That's where he started
there's-
off by getting Will.
Ate a bird.
It,
Yeah, I got Will.
Yeah, because there was a guy there, and he came through. It doesn't
saying
matter.
like it gets harder to create portals after the.
I get what you're saying, but I
certain
disagree.
portal. Okay.
Hey, y'all want to hear something else? Okay, so the Demogorgon goes after blood in the right side up world, right? Then why does he not go after all the women or most of the women?
Do what again? Say that again.
That's savage, bro. That's savage. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe during this whole time, it just wasn't that time. You know what I mean?
What?
Maybe.
What did he say? I'm
Okay,
sorry.
So the Demogorgon
He
is
said, "Why did
attracted
the
to blood,
Demogorgon?"
right?
Say that again. Coleman started talking.
The Demogorgon is
Blood.
attracted
I
to
get
blood.
Attracted to blood. Okay, I heard you that time.
So why did he?
Well, with women on the time of the
Oh
the
shit!
flood,
God damn!
why
He
did not go
fucking
after
went
some of the
there.
women?
Hey, James got this episode. It wasn't me this time.
Hey, look, that's not dirty. That's human nature.
That is human nature.
Anal beads is not human nature. That is an excellent.
Bullshit. That's so human nature. Every American does it. Over 99% of Americans use anal beads.
Not me. My nose goes that. I pass that to you, Kyle.
You nasty fuck.
So, what do y'all think about the dude that owned the restaurant that got murdered? In my opinion, he was one of the better actors. Like, he's probably the best actor in this
He
whole
is
thing.
an awesome actor,
Right.
dude.
He did-
in some of his
Like
other
it. I told
shows.
him already.
Oh man, he's awesome.
I already told Clinton before Stranger Things came out, I never watched it, and somebody told me that. Well, I mean, it's the next episode. I'm not trying to like spoiler alert. That's why we say don't, but I thought that was Hopper. Well, Hopper does because I was told there's a guy that's there for 11. I thought that was him.
Yeah, I thought he was just like a super nice guy because I'd just seen it
I didn't know
as
he
it
was gonna
came out.
fucking-
But he was a super nice guy, better and
Guy.
everything. And then that stupid fucking bitch shot him in the back of the head, and I was mad.
Yeah.
I was super mad about that. What do you think?
So this is actually one of the things I wrote down that I wanted to bring up. So it's such the difference between how things are looked at now and the 80s. When he thought it was a little boy getting into his food, whether or not he was homeless or not, he was irate, mad. It wasn't until he stopped and actually looked and figured it out it was a girl. All of a sudden, it's like, oh wait, this is just an innocent little girl.
Maybe it's just because they thought it was just somebody. They didn't realize it was a kid at all in the beginning.
Oh no, I definitely saw it as a kid.
He said, "Hey, kid, stop! What are you doing? You better get out." He thought it was a boy.
I don't
He
think
even
so.
said he's gonna-
I think he thought it was somebody, a dumb kid fucking doing dumb shit. But what happened was he realized like they got a gown on. They're probably hungry. They're like probably
He even
homeless.
said he was going to hit him. I mean, he knew it was a boy. He knew it was. He
I
thought it was
disagree.
a boy.
I don't think that's why. I don't think it's because he thought it was a boy.
But
I don't think it's a sexist ass thing.
No, that's the thing. In the 80s, that was a lot more common. It wasn't the first time that I even seen that in this. And the thing that they actually took back to the 80s is like how women's roles were a whole lot different than what they are now. What they thought of younger girls, what they thought of little boys. Boys were usually hellraisers, getting into trouble, like just going in. Like that was more of what was looked at back in the 80s than it is now. Now they're like, oh, well, that's sexist. We are kind of, but that is something I think they did a good job on the show, was taking it back to that time period.
Yeah, it definitely felt like it was in the 80s.
But what I feel like there's little hoodlums. There's always hoodlums, no matter what. If you go if you're cooking in a restaurant, you see a little fucking kid. Oh, fucking hoodlums jacking from me. but then maybe he ran up and realized, oh shit, it's just somebody that's hungry. That's how I feel like it was. Because there are little fucking punk ass kids.
From you, they're most likely hungry. I mean, you're jacking
But
food.
that's what I'm saying. At first, he probably thought he was getting jacked.
I'm just saying. Comment down below what you think.
Hey, but
I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you were to get in trouble with a female back in the 80s, it doesn't matter who did it. The guy was going to get in trouble 100% of the time, and the girl would not get in any trouble. Like 99% of the time, I'm telling you. And that has changed, and that's what I'm saying. It just, they seriously looked at what was going on and how things actually went in the 80s.
either way, we'll move on.
And they did a good job with it.
I do think it was super brave that he kept her in the fucking in his little place where he played D&D, because his mom goes up and down there like he's gone all day at school and he's just gonna leave her down there. Oh, that's why.
Is the washing machine not down there
Yeah,
the whole time?
there's something
Like,
down there. The mom's
no
got to
one
go
does
down there.
laundry.
I just didn't like that. I thought it was brave move. Brave move.
Hey, so talking about Hopper, y'all think Joyce and Hopper had a relationship prior to this part of the Stranger Things universe?
Like outside or
Like
before?
the show actually airs. Before these events take place.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
No, see, it says later on that Hopper had a crush on her in high school, but they never did anything.
Right.
You'll find that out
They-
later.
they-
You
always
can date without fucking. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but
They were like best
We're not-
friends in high school.
yeah, we'll get over that later on whenever it comes out.
Even the two cops in episode 2. Are we in episode 2? Are we going by episodes or chapters?
I'm just going down from the beginning on.
Okay, so even in chapter 2, the two cops right at the first of the episode, they said that they even think they had a relationship too.
Yeah.
I was like, bam, maybe.
Well, they were best friends in high school.
Hey, you go on a date without doing something.
Yeah, only they were.
Well, Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that they don't. They're not dating or anything, or they didn't date either, because everybody knows that. They say it later on in the season or series, but we're not supposed to talk about that yet. So
They only said that because he was like, why don't you show some class? And he goes, did she sleep with her? Like that's why it kind of got put into people's heads.
Hopper's been in love with her since high school.
Yeah.
And not to mention, talking about Joyce, I can only imagine how she's feeling right now with her fucking son missing. Like, right there at the beginning, whenever he goes missing, after the Demogorgon takes him, she's lost. Or she's freaking out the whole time because he's lost.
She's a train wreck.
Yeah, and she's fucking hearing him call her on the phone.
I'd be acting
Now, how
crazy,
crazy
too.
would it be to get the first phone call and all you hear is,
Yeah, breathing.
you know, and then you kind of hear his voice a little bit, you know, not really say anything, and you're like, Will, is that you? And then it just goes to static. Demogorgon, that's where you come in, buddy. Come on. Come back to life, Demogorgon.
Oh, me?
And do I need to cut myself to bring you in here? Now, how crazy? Let me ask you something. How crazy would it be to witness 11 use her powers for the first time?
Yeah, like they did when she shut the door.
I need the bathroom.
They're about to walk out the door, and here she comes.
Boom.
Like she didn't even move. Like she just.
Yeah. I actually absolutely love that part, to be honest. It's one of my favorite parts in the whole series or season. The first book, actually. That was the best part. Whenever they first find out that she has powers and fucking Lewis still doesn't give a fuck. I don't like that shit. Lewis was one of my most hated characters. Just because he was Lewis? The
Lewis,
yeah,
the black kid.
yeah.
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 He was a little
See,
asshole.
I think what it was
was
kinda
jealous
like
according to
Dustin
Dustin.
explained.
Yeah. I got you, Coleman.
What'd you say, Coleman?
I think it was how Dustin explained it. He was kind of jealous, and Mike started giving her all the attention. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I also like
I
how
agree.
every
I really liked him. On chapter 8, he was a badass dude.
right. It took till
We'll get there later.
it took till the 8th episode to actually for him to turn around and not be an asshole towards 11, which is pretty nice.
But it is Lucas. It is Lucas, by the way, not Lewis.
Lucas, yeah, I was about to say not Lewis.
It is Lucas, but I mean, I understood where he was going with it.
Right. Who had Lucas? Clinton, is that you?
I did not. No. Mine was Mr.
Clark.
Mr. Clark. Mr. Clark was my favorite.
Out of Demogorgon's back. Now, I loved it when what's his name? Dustin. He was trying to get Elle to fly the Millennium Falcon. And kept trying to be like, all right, one more time.
And then she picks it up later. She picks it up later, and it's all like
Yeah, that's my favorite part, dude.
the Millennium Falcon was. Hell yeah!
Because he goes, come on, and he keeps dropping it. Boom. Boom. And she's not doing shit. And then they go to school, and she's like, the first scene goes to her.
Yeah, just it was one of my favorite parts too. Also, go ahead, Coleman. Were you about to say something? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna cough. I was just trying to mute myself first.
Okay, my bad. I also got in here how creepy was fucking Jonathan for stalking her and taking pictures, but I think we already talked about that.
Well, okay, in the same area, how fucked up would it be? You finally lose your virginity. Well, allegedly lost her virginity. We
And then
don't
you
know if
find
she
the
did or
guy
didn't.
took pictures of you.
Right. But as you're losing your virginity, you basically tell your friend to fuck off, right?
That's why she
And
got
then come
Nancy.
to find out, huh?
That's why Nancy got Barbara killed. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and come to find out, after a couple of days later, like the next day actually, you find out she's missing. And then later in
Barbara.
the series or season, you find
Barbara's
out. Yeah,
Barbara's the little redheaded chick that goes missing.
Oh,
her
you
best
mean
friend.
Barb.
Yeah,
Oh,
her,
you mean Barb.
her real name is Barbara. They call
Oh,
her
yeah, but
Barb
she's
for
called
sure.
He goes by
Yeah.
Barb, yeah.
Be the smart ass Clinton.
Yeah, so
But
honestly, she made Barbara go to that party, and then she ditched Barbara, and then Barbara died.
Well, that's what it's called. Have you never heard fucking like have you not heard the wingman? Like take one for the team. Have you ever heard that shit?
Well,
Or
that's-
like the third wheel?
you know, and what's the worst part is about that, right? She didn't die because she got laid. She died because she's trying to partake in the shotgun event.
yeah,
So you basically got your friend killed.
yeah, she peer pressured her into it.
No, she got herself killed for being butthurt for being a third wheel. I'm a third wheel, and instead of kicking it, I'm gonna be butthurt.
So, I think in Barb's defense, when Nancy was asking her and trying to talk her into going to the party, she pretty much was like, I want you to watch over me and make sure I don't make any bad mistakes.
And then she made the bad
And
mistake.
she was honestly trying to be the good friend and like, hey, like, why don't we just go? Like, this is kind of what you asked me to come for. And, like, then she pretty much was like,
Yeah,
I'm
Nancy
okay,
sucks.
I'm good. I want to do, like she
I've said
asked
that
her to
multiple
do
times.
What she wanted to.
I fucking did not like Nancy this very first season. Actually, I don't really think I like Nancy in all the other seasons either. But we're not going to be talking about those
I like
right now.
Nancy. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
I think she's cute, but that's
Yeah.
about it. Jesus.
She's not that much of an asshole. Barb fucking could have chilled and wait. I know she'd been by herself, but fuck. I mean, everybody's gone through that. Have you never been with the homeboy and he's talking to a girl and she don't got a friend and then he's over there banging and you're just waiting? Have you never been there? I've been there and I just wait till he's done and then bam.
Yeah, but if she was
Call me
actually
a
going
third wheel.
she stayed the night over there, so she
But then
wasn't
she
going to
would
leave.
tell her. She'd be like, I'm staying the night here. All right, fine. But that never happened.
She told her. She goes,
I hadn't left.
why don't you just go? She said that, and then
Oh,
Barb
yeah, you're
Barb
right.
said outside.
But in Barb's defense, Barb was being a good friend. She
was.
decided not to leave. She was trying to do exactly what
Yeah,
Kyle
Nan-
just said. She was waiting on her.
Mm-hmm.
It just she was sitting in the pool waiting. The drop came, and then the Demogorgon over here just decided, hey, not to let her make it.
Nancy
And
got
fat
her
ass. Like I said, I eat fat ass. I mean, it is what it is.
Oh,
killed. So how do y'all
Barb has a
think
big
that?
ass.
How do y'all think Elle knew who Will was?
How what?
How did Elle know who Will was?
What if
Maybe
she has
the-
a connection to the Upside Down?
That's what I think too. But also, I think like their friends, like what he said. So their friends are looking for their friend, and they don't know what happened, and then they say it in front of her, and she knows, like he said, she has that connection. She knows there's somebody. Maybe that's your friend.
Well,
Maybe that's what I'm getting. The vibe I'm getting off.
all I know is that she has to like wear something that makes her go dark before she can go into or she can
That
fucking
just
do it through the radio.
intensifies it.
Go
That
ahead, Coleman.
intensifies it, that's all.
He's shaking his head. I want to know what he wants to
Because
talk
it
about.
intensifies it. That's why.
Even whenever she goes to sleep at times, she can connect to the other realm. If you actually pay attention during
That
some of
big
the other
ass right
times,
there. Oh, look at that big
she's
ass.
just like going to sleep and she connects. And then that's what wakes her up. Like instead of her having nightmares, she's connecting to the other part. And so I don't know if it was because she knew his name was Will because she heard him talking to his mom or trying to contact his mom at one time, or what. But
Yeah.
I mean, she doesn't have to have the bat. The
She doesn't, and
Right, but she has to concentrate and see it.
No, look, they stated in the other season she doesn't need that. That just intensifies it. It
Right.
makes her more strong.
But she has to see a picture of them and be able to fucking lock onto them. That's why whenever she was looking up Barb, she had to have the picture right there. But she didn't even know who the fuck Will was, but automatically could see who he was afterwards. I mean, to me, it just doesn't make sense. Everybody else could think something, but like to me,
There's always
that
going to be
doesn't make sense.
glitches in movies, bro. You're going to find little small
It's not a movie, dude.
bullshit
It's a
things.
TV show.
I'm just saying, and everything. You know what I mean? There's small little bullshit. Like, why was it like this? We even talked about it in our podcast. Why is it like that? Why is it like that? I mean, it wouldn't be Hollywood if it wasn't. If it was like that, it wouldn't be Hollywood. Why didn't fucking this happened and then the movie would have been there wouldn't even been a movie, you know? Because if they would have
I got
stopped something in
Go ahead.
the beginning.
But they were putting up those signs for where Will was at the very beginning before she ever even told him who
Yeah.
it was. So who's to say maybe she just felt that there was a human connection in that world?
Well, also, she can hear the other side, right? And we know later in the season or the book that she was trying to listen for the Demogorgon or whatever Papa wanted her to find, right? The one that reached out to her that
Papa.
freaked the fuck out and she cried. So maybe when she was reaching out for him, she found another voice while he was calling over to his mom. Maybe she honed in on that, and maybe that's how she can see the upside down without seeing the upside down. Basically,
She's weird too because she fucks with that radio. Remember, she keeps fucking with it because she knows she might get I don't know, like she keeps
It's legal,
messing
but-
with it before she finds Will talking and shows it to Mike. Remember, she knows
Yeah.
something's. I don't know. I guess.
That's
what he's
actually
saying.
what I just stated before him while he walked off. That's what I was saying.
oh,
Yes.
that's what you said.
Yeah.
My
I
bad.
said he probably was, whenever Will was trying to contact his mom, kind of overheard something in the realm.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, I
James
heard
was in the back door just listening to what you had to say, and I was like, I'm gonna come back and say the same thing.
a little differently.
He did.
I think.
He did.
Welcome.
But
back.
I mean, it's just
There's so much happens, the nostalgia, like what Kyle was saying earlier. And, just because you don't learn all of it, you do learn more in the other, seasons or
Yeah.
books or whatever they are.
Yeah, that was their first season. You know,
He
they got
also, right, you learn later on that she actually has somewhat of, she remembers certain things, but she has a little bit of amnesia. 11 does.
Right.
Yeah, she can't even talk, bro.
Well, that's after-
she can't even talk.
That's after she defeated the Demogorgon.
No, actually, you
Well,
learn
no,
more about it in
technically,
season
we
4.
found out what it's by. We can't say it because it's a different season, but we found out why she's the way she is.
Right.
Yeah. Good job, y'all.
That's what I'm saying. It does. It's almost like they watched it they found some of the things, and then they do try to explain a lot of it
Yeah.
back. And that's what I said, the writing in the show, like at the beginning, you just see the lights going off and like it's flickering in like whenever the Demogorgon comes into the lab at first. And you're like, well, why would it be flickering like that? Like, did the power go off? Like, just because it came through the portal or whatever. Well, then on the news the next morning, it was all like, we had a severe power outage.
Yep.
You know, and so like, even like, just like 5 minutes later, it's like, hey, this is what happened. So it's like, oh, okay, now we're getting there.
I want to go back to like one of the original scenes that I fucking love, and it's when fucking Jonathan walks in and goes talk to his mom. She's talking to herself, and there's lights everywhere. She's like, "Will, like what the fuck? How would you feel? You walked in on that. Your mom's like, I know you can hear me."
I'd be fucking freaked out just like he was. He played that part really fucking good. A caring fucking brother
you
that
alright,
thought his
Mom?
mom was going fucking nuts, man. He played it amazing.
Yeah, right.
Also,
and
James,
just his character,
you good?
Jonathan's character. I mean, because he's someone who's with, like, he went through the troubled boyhood with the dad. He tries to work to help the mom. He does all this stuff, and then, like you said, he's just like, man, what am I supposed to do? Like, hey, I'm here for you. I think that you're tripping. Right, like he's trying to hold the family together. Hey, stop.
his fucking dad sucks too, by the way.
If I saw a mom like that, man, I would probably not go anywhere. I'm just saying.
Well, he has to work.
Make sure she's okay.
They both have to work.
Turn her into a mental institution.
She's already fucking up weeks on her fucking salary, like, cause you know she was getting like
She's getting fucking
She got-
blocked,
yeah,
dude.
two weeks
got
advance.
it.
Yeah, on her fucking salary, dude. Fuck that. I don't know if I could do that. I know my kid's gone, but like, how am I supposed to live afterwards? I guess that did help her find him, though.
Well,
Yeah, man.
It was a little weird.
She goes, just put it on. She's like, just put it on.
And a pack of smokes.
Or whatever his name is. Yeah.
See, I kind
Put it on.
of think
She
that
didn't never
because
think that-
it was
sorry.
go ahead.
She didn't think her son was gone though.
Yeah,
She never did.
I know.
No, she never did. No.
Definitely getting phone calls.
Well, no, something happened where she got the breathing thing is what she's like, well,
Yeah, phone
that's what
calls.
gave it away.
So I think that whenever the cops were like, "Isn't she already halfway there? Wasn't she already one step from being there anyways?" That just goes to show like going back to what they thought of a single mother back in the 80s was like, oh, you divorced your husband. She goes to work all the time. She automatically got this thing like she was crazy. She was doing it all by herself.
Yep.
I guess.
I mean,
No, I mean that's why everyone was thinking she was. What did she do before that? She went to work. She took care of her kids. She overworked.
Yeah, she was a single
herself at
mom,
work.
yeah.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Oh, that
So
was
she loses
kind
her
of
kid and she goes
discouraging.
crazy, is
She-
what it looks like.
listen,
It looks like she loses her kid and goes nuts.
she literally looked like she was fucking nuts.
Yeah, straight nuts.
If we didn't if we weren't watching this as a TV show, I'd be like, this bitch needs to be put in a mental hospital. What the
Yeah,
hell's
you
going
walk
on
in on your
here?
mom doing that shit, like your brother. Let's say for example,
Send her to
fucking-
Alcatraz.
Let's say for example, Ryan Ritchie fucking
Not
disappears,
Alcatraz.
right? And then you walk in, and then your mom's
Ask
like,
him,
Ryan, what?
Sorry, nothing. Sorry.
So you're like, Ryan. Your mom's like, Ryan. And there's lights everywhere, just a bunch of fucking lights. And you can react to that, dude. Mom, is everything all right? Yeah, Ryan's here. Look, listen. Like, there's fucking lights.
Watch.
He's changing the lights. You see?
Mom, it's just an
dude.
electrical outlet.
Wild, dude.
We've had this for years here. Like that's what he is like. Mom, we've always had electrical problems in this old ass house.
Yeah, it's just lights flickering.
Dude, I also like how they, whenever she was talking on the phone and it would get that little spark, the very first time it wasn't that black, but the second time it happened, it was all like fucking blacked out. Like, I like the attention to detail right there. In my opinion, it was really good.
Say it again.
The attention to detail about the phone, whenever she's talking on it, it does like the little lightning strike. But the second time it does it, it makes it all black around the earpiece where it struck her. I like the attention to detail right there.
I also like how like this. Maybe it's just because like this is really how I was kind of raised. I remember going out. Our parents were like, "Yeah, go have fun." You know, we went out like, and whenever they found the bike, and they're like, "Well, maybe he just left it." And he's like, "What? A bike like this? This is like a Cadillac. Like, he's
Yeah.
not gonna leave this."
Yeah, he's not gonna leave
like,
that.
That totally shows like, and then like how they were like went to go stop instead of, you know, pushing back on the brakes. We never used our brakes. We either put our foot on the tire or you put your feet down.
You take off the fucking brakes, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
Don't ever keep
Yeah.
those things
I
on
mean-
there.
You know how many shoes I went through that had one hole in my shoe?
Always
I
just
mean,
put
there were
my
bikes
back-
had brakes, but those sucked. We like the ones where you could go backwards and go
Oh,
forward.
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
But
Yeah.
I hated
You
those
hear that
too
noise?
because even
There was
those,
no brakes.
you would accidentally every once in a while have to pedal one half roll forward or half spin, however you want to classify.
Hey, what about the
Yeah.
can thing? What about the can thing
I mean-
where you put the can?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or
Another-
a big card.
Another part I really like about this show is whenever they were going out to look for Will, Lucas brings all like a bunch of weapons, right? He's got a slingshot, he's got like fucking some knives and shit, and then fucking Dustin just brings a bunch of food.
That's weird. Because you told me that one day we were talking about the scene where fucking God, why can't
Nancy?
Steve and Nancy they bang and stuff. You said you could have swore you saw fucking Steve's dick, and you said that was your favorite part.
I might have said tits.
No, you said dick. I think I seen her dick, dude, and it was fucking my favorite part.
They've never, no, I don't remember seeing that.
And I liked it.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said.
I love how as it went through, it also starts showing a lot of the conspiracy stuff that was going on in the 80s. Like everything was always hidden. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that's gone now, but that was like a major thing because that's when the Cold War kind of started going about and everything else. So everyone was always like, the CIA's behind it or something else. Like,
Yeah.
I think she's like, yeah,
All
you would've got along
conspiracy
with my
theories,
sister.
man. All conspiracy theories,
Well,
non-stop.
Eleven's mom supposedly was entered into MK Ultra fucking shit.
Yeah.
That fucking
Yeah.
Who was? Which one?
fucking Eleven's mom.
Bullshit, really?
Right.
Yeah, that's why she was
Okay.
all fucked up. Yeah, that's why she was all fucked up. They would give her psychedelics. They would give her psychedelics,
LSD.
and then they would put her in
I know
a
that, but I didn't know
they'd
MK
put
was
her
involved.
they would put her in the little tank, right, and seal it off just like 11 to expand the mind. And then she was pregnant at the time, and that's how 11 ended up with all those powers.
Am I
She
tripping, or
actually-
doesn't 11 go to her mom in the future?
She does, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a
okay.
different season.
So
Yeah, that's what I thought.
in chapter 6, this is jumping a couple ahead, but in chapter 6, it's mentioned that MK Ultra started in the 50s, which is a real life thing,
Mhm.
if anybody's aware.
MK Ultra, yeah.
Basically, okay, and this is crazy shit. Basically, what L did is basically how they done it back in the day, right? They would take a picture of a subject they want someone to focus on, and they might say, "Hey, this person's in Africa," or "Hey, this person's in England or Paris." Focus in on that area. Focus in on this person, and tell us what you see. This took place in real life, which is fucking crazy.
Yep.
Dude,
All
Yeah,
kinds
all
of
that MK Ultra shit
to
is
get away
fucking
with child
wild,
abuse
bro.
back in the day.
What?
It's crazy.
What'd you say?
Like the way that like people got away with child abuse, the government and everything else, way back in the day.
The government-
It wasn't-
It
wasn't just-
beat, bro.
They would take people and give them money to experiment on them with drugs and shit. It was crazy.
Well,
The
Still did
government
that.
got away with more than just child abuse, okay? Let's just put this here and now. I'll
Yeah,
state this on
Clinton.
the record.
Oh,
we
dude,
fucked up, Clinton.
I got
Clinton,
some.
we fucked up.
What?
We should have had a plan where you fucking make your light go red, and then I come in.
I don't know how to do that. I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know how to make
And
it
then I
right.
bite you.
But what I did find out is, or what I am going to say is, Mike's family, their fucking TV, was pretty goddamn expensive for the 80s.
Very.
For sure.
Yeah,
I
I'm used
noticed
to.
that too.
They had buttons.
He's like, it's like 10 times the size of of Dustin's TV. Dustin had like a little.
That bitch chose that
1280
couch. bro.
I'm used to
You
the
know,
knob that has like
twins.
13 channels on it, maybe, and then but his had buttons that you'd push. That's a fucking
Yeah,
upgrade.
he had one of the more expensive TVs back in the day.
Yeah, dude.
And that's kind of what, like, I mean, look at their house. I mean, their house wasn't a bad house for the 80s.
I think I'd know.
Mom didn't work.
He goes, I think I'd know if my son was hiding a girl in here.
Dad was so oblivious to everything. Like, he just was like, yep, listen to your mom. Your mom said,
Your mom, my mom, what?
I think his
What you say,
his
mama?
dad was one of my favorite characters, just because he was so
Like that.
oblivious to everything. I laughed so hard every time he talked.
Dad.
he'd
Mike's.
be fixing the antenna. He'd be fixing the antenna and, like, not even listening. And he'd be like, Dad, and they're like, listen to your mother. Like, he doesn't know what was going on. Whatever she said, listen to her.
That was the dad role back then. Like Coleman was saying, you know, guys and girls were completely different. In the 80s, the dad went to work, the mom stayed home and watched the kids. And like the mom would take care of the kids, and whenever they'd start yelling about something, it's either let me go get your dad so he can whoop your ass, or
Right.
honey, say something, listen to your mother, you know, that shit.
No.
That's pretty
Yeah,
much how it went.
I remember that shit when I was getting my ass beat. Baby, you're the asshole. All right.
Anyway,
Anyway,
we got
so
quiet.
um,
How fucked up would it be? Okay, and this is from Hopper's perspective. Chapter 4. How crappy would it be to call your wife, to confront her, to kind of come clean about how you feel and shit like that, and you hear a crying baby in the background?
I
beat that
mean,
baby's ass.
first off, you're talking about Hopper whenever he
Bro,
called
we're talking
his.
about the 80s, right? So you
No,
beat its ass.
He's talking about
What is it,
Hopper
8
whenever
months?
he called his ex-wife, and she
joke.
had a newborn child, and he was calling her. He wasn't drunk, and he's gonna confess like how much he loved her and stuff like that, just to find out that she's already had another kid. And
Are you
I'm
talking about
sorry.
Hopper's wife?
Yeah,
Ex-wife?
I said that
But-
like 2 times.
But
All right, down here.
we don't know all the back. Like, you don't know what he said, or if he got into such a dark place that he was like, you know, you're gonna have a better life away from me. And
Yeah, something.
you know, sometimes it's been over 4 years since
Yeah.
that happened. So you got to think in 4 years, you know, maybe she was like, I need to move on, and
Well,
That's
he already
what
knew
she
that she
did.
moved on.
Yeah, he was
He-
still.
Right.
husband.
He was just
Right.
fucked up
He
about it.
what, James?
it was
You
all
know,
like, tell
that's-
Brian or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah,
Like, tell Brian I said hello.
but I
Yeah,
mean,
see, so
even,
it's hard,
even,
but we've all been
even
there.
with them, even with her moving on and he knowing about that, it was still sort of hard for him, obviously, to have to listen to a newborn baby, knowing that him and her lost their child.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah,
whether
yeah.
I'm assuming it's cancer, it doesn't specify in that season.
All right, what
Well,
are
I
we,
Well, it's
mean,
hard,
she
bro.
shook
Like,
her
I'm gonna
head, and
hold on, let Kyle go real quick.
It's like, you know, like a lot of people, we've all been there where we found somebody and we thought they were ours, like love for life, and then you break up and this and that. Maybe it just didn't work between them. You know, she found somebody else. Maybe they were bickering and just didn't get along. Like, good example, like, he's been with Caleb for 7 years.
9,
I've been with my girl for like, 3 years. You look at your girl. You guys been, you guys
20.
You guys been together for a long
But
time.
none of
Some
y'all have
people-
lost a baby with each other's girlfriend.
I know, but I'm just saying though.
I
I'm
had a
just saying,
miscarriage.
even when you lose a baby, even if you lost a baby, maybe that relationship wasn't working anyways.
I don't feel like it's the
Maybe.
same though.
Well, maybe, but I
That's
think
gonna get a
their
lot of hate.
relationship broke
I'm not
up
saying it's the
because
same
he
thing.
was drunk.
I'm not saying it's the same thing. I'm just
He was
saying
drunk.
like maybe
Goodbye.
you know. So you think like they lost the baby and he's like, I don't want to be with you no more, or she's like, I don't want to be with you. I don't know.
I
Yeah.
think he
Just
went down a
think he
dark
went
path
to-
to try to get
yeah.
past it.
What do you say,
Well,
Coleman?
he
And-
became an alcoholic and a pill addict. They said that.
So she dumped him. That's why she dumped him.
Yeah,
Well,
that's why she dumped him, because
We
they
don't
lost
know
the
why
kid.
she dumped him.
They lost the kid. He went fucking nuts, and she couldn't take him being nuts without his
Down a
daughter.
bad path.
Yeah. So then he calls her and tries to make everything. But anyway,
How do you live with
I
yourself,
think
Coleman?
I think the only reason why he even called her though was because of how his feelings towards Joyce was making him feel.
Yeah.
And then the whole kid situation.
Yep.
I think he did have feelings for her, and but I don't know
Oh, okay.
if that's truly what.
You're saying because she
he
lost a
wanted her
child,
to
she lost Will.
Yep.
She lost
Right.
Will, so he had.
Yeah, and
And that was what was
She
making her
brought that up.
freak out.
She brought that up multiple times. If it was your daughter, what would you do? You know, or like, how would you
Yeah.
feel if it was your daughter? You know,
Yeah,
this, that, and
makes
the other.
sense.
You know, I think it's Joyce's fault bringing in
Kind of
all
like a
those
beard,
feelings.
like whenever you don't got a good beard, like fucking James and Coleman and you, but it's just like, how would you feel if you couldn't grow fucking hair right here, huh, James? How would you feel? Huh? What about you, Coleman?
I feel like
I'd try to
JoJo.
find a way to get around it.
don't think
I
it works
wish
like that.
I wish I could grow a better beard, dude. Mine fucking sucks.
You got a mean ass goatee though, bro. Shit, that shit goes hard as fuck.
What you got going on is pretty badass, dude.
Thanks, man.
It's just weird how your beard looks so red. In real life, his beard does not look like that. It looks
It
dark.
does in the sun.
Look
It looks
dark
red as
brown.
fuck in the sun, but that's it. But it's probably because I got that light.
Yeah.
So what do y'all think about that fucking fake body? How did they think they were going to get away with that?
Well, it's because they had the. So you do find out in later
something
seasons or books that this is government funded. So literally, they were like, "Nope, this is going to be." But how did they get that like rubber stuff to get like all the things like you had like drowned?
Well,
in
this
there?
is
That
my
was crazy.
this is my main thing. All the cops pulled the kid out of the body, or pulled the body out the lake. They had multiple
the body.
people. They had multiple people touch that body. Not one person was like, "This isn't a fucking body." As soon as Hopper touched it, he's like, "This isn't real." So like, nobody else could do that.
Well, I don't think he thought it wasn't real. I think that he thought something was up.
No, he touched
And
it, and
the
he was like,
only
"What the
way-
fuck?" Pulled out his knife
No.
and slit him open.
Yeah. The
No,
only
but that's
way
why
he
he
knew.
second thought. He second
Right, the
guessed
only-
himself.
The only way he would know is just to do a makeshift autopsy to make sure, you know, there's bones and blood and guts and organs and stuff inside. And then, you know, as we all know now, he pulls out cotton or wool. And you're like, wow,
Yep.
where'd this shit come from, man?
Yep.
All these dirty motherfuckers.
I do see what Clinton's like. How would the body like? Is that plastic stuff like making it more stiff? But it had to have been like a rubber type plastic thing, which you do know from the Mr. Clark, your favorite character, was all like that was all done with melted plastic and whatever. On
Yeah.
board. So I mean,
What if
did
they
already
made
have
that like
some.
that? It's a little Easter egg. That's cool. Go ahead. Sorry.
So they
What did
did
they call
already have.
Which time? How far back?
Mr. Clark.
Oh,
No, it
well,
hasn't
Mr.
happened yet.
Clark was explaining about like the
When he was
the
watching
head was coming off.
Yeah,
It
when he was
probably
watching it
plastic and something else.
when he was watching it with the Asian chick, his girlfriend, he was explaining how the head was falling off. He's like, you know, they did that with melted plastic and marshmallows. I think he said it was.
That was from the Covenant, right? Ark of the Covenant.
Actually, I've never seen that movie, but it looks something like Kyle would do on his Slaughtercast when it actually starts it.
You gotta watch it. It's fucking.
What is
That's
it?
all I'm saying.
What's it called?
It's
It's a horror movie.
no, it's the Ark of the Covenant. It's Indiana Jones, Ark of the Covenant.
Oh, okay. Shit, maybe not, but maybe we'll do that one time.
It's
For some reason, I don't remember ever
it's-
seeing that.
But I mean,
Seems
that
fair.
just you got to remember that our government was super secretive, even more so than they were now. Like now, it's like people are consistently. Back then, people just tended to go with whatever the government told you.
Yep. They still
I mean,
kind
you
of do
had a
that.
few people. Well, you had a few people who would be like, no, but they couldn't get as far into it as what they can now.
Yep.
And so maybe it was something that made it like maybe it was still kind of firm, like the skin type stuff. Because I think whenever he paused, I think he was like, I don't want to cut into this boy, and if I'm wrong, like
I
I'm
mutilated
pretty
his
much-
fucking dead body.
Right, you're exactly. I think he was more worried about how Joyce was going to feel about it
Right.
if it was true.
But he also looked at his face. Well, and then again, he looked at it and was like,
Well, also, if you look at the body before he cuts it open, there's no Y incision to do the autopsy for determination of death.
Right. Yeah, no, there was no, and I think that's what made him think about it and be like, obviously this wasn't done. I need to try to figure this out.
Speaking of Will's death, while he was in the Upside Down, what the fuck was he eating the whole time? He was lost
Maybe
for like.
maybe you don't have hunger, in maybe it's a different realm, so you don't have hunger.
I would hope that that's it, Kyle, because if not, they fucked something up. Because he was gone for a long time, right?
He was only gone, what, 3 or 4 days?
Are you
No,
sure?
it was longer than that.
It was like 2 months, I thought.
It was months.
I thought it was a couple weeks.
Hey,
thought
if you know the answer to this, how long the first season is, comment down below and let us know, because I'm actually interested now. Let me know
how
when
long
it is.
It was from the time he got taken to the time he got brought back.
Yes.
No.
I'm
Let
pretty
us
sure
know
it's
that.
months, though. I could have sworn it was months.
I thought it was like 2 months, dude. So I'm right there with you.
Now the actual series, the season, or the book, is about a month or two. On episode 8, on chapter 8, it says 1 month later.
That's why he said before, from when he goes missing to whenever he gets found. So let us know down in the comments how long they were actually gone. Coleman, don't look it up. Let us get some comments going.
Okay.
At least tell us after we stop the podcast so we can rest assured what it is today. All right, y'all. Let's keep this puppy moving.
What do you got? What do you got, James?
Man, okay. So when Lucas was telling, they got in a big fight, which split up the group, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lucas, Dustin, Mike, Elle, they all got in this big shit deal. And they said,
Mike and Lucas. Mike and Lucas, whenever Elle threw him off, right? Okay.
Yeah. And Lucas like, maybe she's the monster. Maybe she's the one to open the portal. Maybe she's the one that's crazy.
And he was right.
And then they got in a fight. Mike and Lucas got in a big ass fight. And Elle was like,
Did you like her?
Boom! And threw him across. I'm like, dude, yeah, that's badass.
Yeah, and then fucking Mike said, fuck her, and go straight to him.
I need to say something real quick.
He
Wow.
was so.
We were all wrong, just so we know.
I need to say something real quick.
He was so on point
Weeks,
with
days,
that.
and months?
Hold on. Let James finish real quick.
Good.
I was just finished. I was just saying he was so on point with that assessment.
All
It's
right.
badass.
Let me say something real quick, and then Kyle, I'll let you go to yours. They said that Dustin said that fucking Mike struck first, but honestly, Lucas kept on fucking pushing him over and over again, and Mike finally reacted. So technically, he didn't strike first. He just got provoked. So I think Lucas should have said he's fucking sorry, in my opinion. Okay, Kyle, go
I
ahead.
concur.
So what I'm going to say is, based off what he says, now that I think about the whole thing with Eddie, with the whole, I mean, I can't get into it. It's years, because remember, it's 20 years behind or whatever it is. So that means.
Oh, yeah.
Look, that's different. That's different, though. That's different.
Coleman, go ahead. Tell us. How long was it?
How it says about a year, but I don't think that that's right either, because it says right here, Will Byers was stuck in the Upside Down about a year. It is unknown how he survived so long without food or water. But check this. They were already in school. All right, and then by chapter 8, it says 1 month later, and it was Christmas.
Oh.
So they were already into school, and then
They could have
Halloween
been a
had
year and a
already
half, though.
passed.
That could have been a year
So-
past.
Yeah, that's true too.
When does the first episode take place?
Ninth-
Clinton?
1988.
Yeah, it was 1983. November of 1983.
Oh, okay.
November
So
3rd.
I just found another thing, and it says Will Byers miraculously survived a week stuck in the Upside Down during Stranger Things season 1.
1 week?
So it was about a week. And I said about 2.
It says a week. Which
You're
you can
reading
live-
like you're reading
you
like
can-
You can live-
fan-based shit. You're reading shit that's unless it says Dupper Brothers, it's not. It's just people putting their opinions.
Well,
I feel like he was gone a lot longer than that, but it's whatever. To be honest,
Well, he just read
I
two
mean-
different things. One was a year, one was a week. So you can't judge based off what it is. I don't know.
Well, we know the human body can't go longer than a week without supplements.
You can
21
go
days.
3 weeks.
21 days.
well, without water,
Hey,
it's
see,
less
I
than
just
that.
said that. I said 3 weeks. He said 21.
Food
Yeah.
is 21 days. Water
It's
is
like 5
14.
days. I thought it was
No, it's
5.
14.
I don't know.
But there is liquid in the Upside Down. It was raining when the Demogorgon attacked Byers, whatever.
Could you imagine drinking anything in there?
Byers. But I'm saying it was raining. Why could he have not gotten some of the water that was raining there?
It rains in the
Hey.
Upside Down? I didn't even notice.
It was raining whenever the Demogorgon actually knocked down Castle Byers.
So let me ask y'all something.
Knock down who?
Broke
Castle
down his
Byers.
little fort out in the woods.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Remember, it was
Yeah,
a
you're
storm,
right. Okay, okay. That explains something. Thank you. Thank you. That-
And I do think that some type of food has to, because who was Hopper going and leaving that food for?
well, that wasn't in the
Yeah.
Upside Down. That wasn't in the Upside Down.
Right, but whatever you put there,
But it's
can
20
also be
years.
in the Upside Down.
It's 20 years behind or something like that.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. They say that later on.
Have you watched-
Chapter 8.
If you haven't watched the last season, Coleman, I'm not trying to
I
get
have.
into the last season, but they literally go and they were like, "Oh, this happened years ago."
I
Yeah.
under.
When
I
they're
understand
older,
that,
no,
but
it's
do you
when,
not remember-
it's when Master Pup. That's why they say Master Puppets came out. Eddie was officially the first person to play Master Puppets because Master Puppets came out in '82, and they were in like '88. So when he goes back,
But if it is truly 20 years behind, which yes, some of the wallpaper and things like that was from that long ago, because that's whenever that happened. But you could actually still go and remember they would take their weapons and go place them in
I
those
don't-
places, and then they would go pick them up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's 20 years behind, but I know it was like a long time. Like
What it,
no,
what
but
it is-
they placed those things in the Upside Down, then went back and picked them up in the real world.
yeah,
No,
it's
what-
the other way around. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
right.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, because when
It doesn't matter. We'll get past
Oh,
this.
James.
Hold on. I got something.
Go ahead.
What if the Upside Down doesn't age?
The Upside Down.
Oh, so like it's
doesn't
just
age
been
because
there
it's
since-
from his
Why would it
mind
just start
as
at
a child.
'82?
That's
Oh,
okay.
you're saying, James, like, what
It's-
a fucking
who-
L.
who got it
number
first?
one is from number one's image of what it was before he went into the lab. So it was when he was a kid and got taken, is when that started. That's
But what if
why
James
all
is
the
right, though?
decorations.
That's a no-fly zone right now. So throw that out the window, fucker.
That's a what?
Season 4. It's a no-fly
Oh,
zone.
maybe you're right though, James. Maybe whenever she pushes him through, that's when. Maybe that was 1982.
Yep. I have no idea when that happened, but that would
When
make
the first-
that would make a
when
lot
the
of.
first portal started. Because remember when Eddie's playing the guitar, it was in '82.
Yeah, but Eddie's from the right side up. He's not from
I
the
understand
upside
that.
down.
But remember, they go look for a weapon, and it's 1982.
Yeah, look what he's saying is whenever Elle opened up the when Elle opened the Upside Down, maybe
agreeing with
that's
you.
whenever it started, and it just hasn't aged since then. So he was agreeing with you. That's what Kyle was saying.
Yeah.
I understood it. It's fine.
You know what I thought was pretty funny? In I think it was chapter 6. They went and they were getting all the hunting stuff from the army supply store. And he straight up like kind of looked at them, walked away, got the bullets. He's like, "What are you kids doing with all this?" And they're like,
Monster hunting."
And he was like, "Okay, whatever." like that. Okay.
Awesome.
Makes sense to me.
Not daytime at all.
Like y'all have fun now.
What'd y'all think about when Hopper breaks in? I don't even remember what that place is called, but whenever he breaks in and fucking whoops everyone's
Lab?
ass. Yeah, and then he just
Yeah.
gets fucking taken out at the end, and instead of killing him or locking him up, they just place him back in his house like he's not going to do anything else. Just thought that was kind of weird, considering they shot the fucking restaurant owner.
Who would they have who would have believed him if he would have said anything about he broke into this lab and
Well, he's the
knocked him out and
sheriff.
sent him back over here.
He's the sheriff.
Coleman.
I actually have something about why they shot the restaurant owner and not Hopper.
Because
By the time Hopper, the restaurant owner was the first person who came in contact with her. So you take him out, you get her back at that time. Then it was like, by this time, so many people had already figured out and seen her. What are you going to do? Kill a whole town? I mean,
You could.
I'm just saying that.
fuck that little kid
kind
that
of-
pissed his pants. Sorry.
The whole school, yeah, that's true, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, everybody saw what Mike did to the bully.
I thought that was funny. He's like, she can make you pee yourself. And the one cop's like, what? Come again? Like, what'd you do?
He got beat up by a little girl. See, that's what I'm talking about.
It's that tone.
Man. There was something I was going with that last subject. I forgot what it was about. Damn.
What do y'all think?
So Will, right? He was in the Upside Down for a week. Do you think when they found him, Joyce and Hopper, when they found him, they found that shit down his throat? Do you think the Upside Down was trying to keep him alive?
Ooh. I think they were trying to use him as a breeding ground.
Throat and not dead.
I think
like
they-
they found
They
the other
were
girl?
I think they were not letting him die, but they were impregnating him. That's why at the end of the season he starts throwing up those.
We can't talk about they because we're not in the seasons, but them.
Well, I think that it tried to impregnate him, use him as a breeding ground, because you can see how he started throwing up all those. I think it probably would have just sat there and laid all those stuff in him. It would have fed off the insides of him, and then he just burst out sooner or later. I think he would have died, but since he stayed alive, he just able to throw him up instead. So that's what I think. I don't know.
That's a
I wonder if
good
the script
point.
was even made, like the first season was made first before they even thought about like the second, third, and fourth season.
No, like I said earlier, they were only planning on doing this one season. Then they were going to do a completely different series, but it's also going to be a Stranger Things. But everybody liked this one so much, they actually kept doing the same story. Go ahead, Coleman.
I actually think that they did a great job. Like a lot of TV series, the first season's awesome, and then you'll have a couple here and there that are good. This is actually one that I think gets better with every season. Like it gets better and better and better.
I can't
That's how
wait till
Game
the
of Thrones
end.
is.
The last one, oh my god. Well, according to everybody else, the last season of Game of Thrones sucks.
That was good.
They don't like the ending.
Yeah,
A
that's
lot
what
of
it
people
was.
don't like the ending. They didn't like who won.
It is what it is.
What do y'all think would have happened if they never found 11?
I think in a weird way, she was destined to find them. And that's why I think that's how Will got taken. Will got taken before 11. And I think that it was being manipulated into them meeting.
Oh, so you think that they found, like, since she already knew about Will being in the Upside Down, you think it was just like they were meant to meet, like the Force drew them together?
It was a manipulation by,
Just say the Force. Just say the Force.
well, yeah, the Force. It was a manipulation by the, Force to
is
get that
strong
to
with
happen.
them.
Oh, that's right. One is actually in charge, but we don't need to talk about that.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I feel like if they didn't meet ever, she would have been running around stealing from a bunch of people, would have been caught, or became like a rogue.
Uh-oh, he's got a theory. This is a theory, guys.
Yeah, she would have been like a rogue person, and probably would have been a bad guy because she didn't know how the outside world worked, and she was already 11 years old, or 12.
Look,
Her name's 11.
theories are great.
I think that she was around 13 because they were in 7th grade. So if they were about the same age and she got put into the same grade, 13 years old is 7th grade.
Well, I was
So-
12 and 13 in 7th grade. What about you,
Not
James?
everybody was that age. Clinton.
Yeah, it was about the same age for everybody. What do you think, James? If they never found 11, how do you think it would have happened? Like, what do you think would have happened?
How things would have turned out?
Yep, if they never ran into 11.
Well, I think I agree with you somewhat on it. I think she would have just kept going around stealing egos and doing her own thing. I think SWAT or some kind of high form of military or like a high form of police would end up coming into play and taking her out, you know, with her mind abilities. But then again, if she can only use her mind abilities for so long before getting tired,
Yep.
then it wouldn't take.
Yeah, but she went to prison. She'd break out easily.
Yeah, that's true too, Kyle.
I kind of disagree with both of you. Because she goes in, she's stealing the food, right? But as soon as a guy starts being nice to her, she knows what good and bad is.
Yeah.
When the guy's being nice to her, she's not misbehaving or anything else.
Yeah, when
And if that person didn't come in and she didn't see that guy get shot, she'd have taken off. Eventually, I think she would have found somebody else who was
but she'd have to
person.
she'd have to find the decent person, and the whole time she's gonna be thinking everybody's fucking nuts, and she's gonna be stealing from them. Like she didn't kill the guy. Yeah, you're right. But if he didn't give her more food and he would have just got her arrested instead, how do you think that would have happened?
So you're saying if she would have met Steve first, she would have been a lot worse.
Yeah, maybe not Steve, because Steve was a nice guy later on. Hopper would have been a good
Steve
guy. If she was to meet someone like Papa, pretty much. Actually, not even like Papa. Who's a fucking mean person in this? I don't know.
Papa's always a bitch.
There are fucking assholes in the world, and if you're stealing from them, they're not just usually going to give you free stuff. What
But
about you?
she's a kid still.
Yeah, she is
Still
a
want your
kid.
beers, Clinton.
Yeah, you stole 2 of them so far.
No, I did not. You're a fucking liar.
What were you drinking earlier before you went and grabbed another one?
I asked Kayla. She said no.
Oh, so you stole it?
He stole it.
She said no.
Okay, what y'all think about when
I'll go have some
Lucas
case. She's
said
like, I don't want to drive.
Lucas said it'd be like R2D2 fighting Darth Vader?
Yeah. Honestly, that's the perfect description, because there's no way that they were going to be able to go and take him on anyway. It was a suicide mission, just like if R2 was to try and take on Darth Vader. Makes perfect sense to me.
What are you gonna do? Stick out your little shocker on?
Yeah. You're not
Got it, Darth Vader. You don't have lightning for it.
drop some fucking oil on the ground and light them on fire.
Again.
I will definitely say that Jonathan and Nancy had a way better way of attacking the Demogorgon than how their mind. With all the fantasy stuff that they have in their head, they came up with a damn slingshot.
Yeah.
What they call
At
it?
least
They had a
they're like,
wizard.
we're going to get us bear traps and gasoline and guns. Like they're like, we're going to figure this out. Put some nails through the bat.
Dude, they had a fucking what do y'all yeah, monster hunting. Right. They had a fucking badass plan. I actually got that wrote down. What do y'all think about their plan? And if it wasn't for fucking Steve coming in with a baseball bat at the end to save the day, none of that shit would ever happen. Just saying.
That is true.
Thank God Steve was there. Even though he never wiped the blood off his face. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, it was already crusted.
Yeah, I mean, it still can be wiped off.
What do you think, Kyle?
Yeah.
I have a problem with 11 stealing those waffles and then eating them cold. I don't think that would be very
Oh.
good.
That would be kind of gross. But
With all the mind power she have, you think she'd be able to heat that shit up a little bit?
Well, she's telekinetic and fucking telepathic. She can't really. Well, I don't know. She did kind of obliterate that one, like the Dark Phoenix does. Just saying. The Demogorgon at the end. Yeah, she definitely
could've
went. She definitely went Phoenix on that
And then
one.
heat up some waffles. There you go. Tomatoes.
So when those two bullies showed up with a fucking knife and they were chasing him down, do y'all think that they would actually cut him or killed him? Or I know it's
I think
back.
they might have slit. They might have put one in incision and been done with that. They would have been freaked the fuck out.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think they should have
I
made
don't know.
Mike fucking almost try and kill himself, or he's going to take out.
Honestly, I think that they would have gone further. I met some pretty savage kids back in the 80s. I mean, they probably would have gone a lot more crazy after that. And then that little Troy boy tries to play the innocent one. Like, this little girl made me pee, even though I'm the one bullying everybody.
Yeah, he got beat
But
up
I mean,
by a little girl.
I will say that, like, dude, like, I met some kids who probably would have gone too far, and then, you know, who knows? They went off the ledge after that, but they were pretty. That one was mad. I don't think his friend would have, but I think that Troy kid would have.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I just thought that they were being little assholes trying to threaten him with one, because they looked freaked out after Mike actually jumped off the edge. Like, oh my god, he did that. And then you know,
That's why I said what I
11
said.
makes
I
him
think they
fly.
would've Made one cut, first out of blood, they would have freaked out, dude.
Yeah, they would have freaked out for sure. I agree.
Now, how crazy is it that Mike fucking jumped off?
He didn't jump. He fucking
your
walked.
friend.
He didn't even try to make sure. He didn't even
Oh.
try and make sure he wasn't going to hit the fucking rocks down at the bottom. He just
Yeah, he definitely would have. Like, you got to jump out away from a cliff.
yeah.
He wouldn't have made it, man.
No, he would have fucking
Like-
died.
You could tell he'd never cliff jumped before. Like, you got to run and jump out. You got to get a good 10, 12 feet away from
I agree
the
with
cliff.
that. Because as soon as you hit the water, it doesn't matter if you don't hit the shit. Usually the water starts to sloop out a little bit anyway. So you have to make sure you clear all of that shit. You got to fucking jump. And he just walked straight off. I did not like that.
What do you think, Demi Gorgon?
Yeah. I don't know.
You all right, Kyle?
You know,
No, he's mad.
I watched up to season 5. I don't-
Season 5.
Season 5's not out. Wait.
Episode 5. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
I had a lot of stuff. I was busy. I don't.
I mean, I will say, like, whenever I was looking for talking points, it just goes together so well that it's just like it all comes back to the 80s nostalgia, like how they really brought it back to the years and everything else that was going on. It all kind of just was like, yeah. And I mean,
Like I was about to
you're
say.
gonna think you're crazy. People were gonna think you were crazy if you had the slightest different idea or anything.
And whenever his mom tells him, or whenever the bad men come to the house, and he's like, if anybody asks for me, I've left the country. And he leaves, and she's like, wait! She doesn't even try and chase him or nothing. Nope, he's fucking gone, you know?
She's like, what the fuck?
On the bike and gone. 80s nostalgia right there.
So like it was
What?
straight up like my daughter and my stepson were watching this with me, and they were like, "We're all the parents." I was like, "Yeah, that was the '80s.
Yep.
That was definitely the '80s." We were just out
80s,
running
the
around.
90s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
riding
90s
bikes.
was
They don't do it no
bad.
more. Now they use tablets and shit.
Yeah, they don't
Now
even
they're
watch
like,
fucking
"You want
cartoons.
me to go outside? It's hot out there. Can you give me a ride?"
I'll be right back. Sorry. Go ahead.
Tablets. Using
I'm
tablets.
gonna get me another
watching
beer.
That's how they make friends now. Oh, let me get online with you.
Hey, I want to wait until he comes back. Fuck. That man.
What?
Man, I remember back in the day, I was.
We don't need Clinton.
around
You can
8.
talk.
Clinton's not even in here.
That's what I said. You said you want to wait for him to come back. You can still talk about stuff.
This is really good. This is really good shit. But I remember when I was like 8 to 10, I would just go to my friend's house, which is in driving terms, it's about a half mile away. And walking terms, it's less because, you cut through the trees and, backyards and shit. Back then, you don't get shot or fined or treated like a criminal just for crossing a fence. But I would go out there and my mom would always tell me, make sure you're home by dinner. Well, when the fuck is dinner? Dark. When it gets
Oh.
dark, it's dinner time. Because usually in the school seasons, it gets dark earlier in the day. Like summer, dark is like 10 o'clock. School seasons, dark is like, between 6:45 to 8:30. Depends on what part of the year. But yeah, man, God, being a kid back in the day, that was good. We didn't have all the bullshit today. We didn't have social media bullying us. We didn't have emails or TikTok or Facebook. It was just kids being kids, and that's all there was, dude.
I couldn't have been a parent back then, though. I'm a parent. I'm like, I could not imagine letting my kids run around like that. Like, I don't trust nobody. Yeah, I just want to know where they are.
The inability to be able to contact them at any given point of the day.
Yeah.
I let my son run around my neighborhood, but he has to ask first, and he has to tell me where he's going. And I live in a small neighborhood, so it's not that big of a deal.
Well,
My daughter's
that's
8.
the same thing.
I'm not gonna let my daughter do it. No, my boy's different. People try and snatch little girls. They don't try and snatch little boys that much.
Well,
Very, very rare does a little boy get snatched compared.
Good job, son.
Jeffrey Dahmer did.
Yeah, okay. I was about to say that very rarely do they snatch little boys unless they're going to be raping and murdering them, like Jeffrey Dahmer.
But a girl gets pregnant, you're like, you slut. That's today's time, though. All right. Man. So, what y'all think about when Papa tells 11 to stay in her head, to don't get in their heads? That doesn't really come out until season 4. But, and she said, that's reaching out, wants him. Oh, that don't turn away from whatever's reaching out because it's wanting her.
Right. Yeah, don't run away. Do not run away from this fucking Demogorgon because it wants to talk to you. No, Papa, it wants to eat me. No, it wants to talk to you. No, Papa. Ah! Sorry.
Yeah.
If he was honest with her about why she ran away after stuff happened, if he would have been honest with her from the beginning and been like, this is what really happened, and not let her think whatever was going on in her head, none of this would have happened.
I agree. I completely agree.
I mean, the portal would have opened, and Will Byers probably would have still been kidnapped or stolen, snatched, because she opened the portal. The portal opened due to the fact that she didn't run away from the Demogorgon.
Well,
that's correct, but she ran away before Will got snatched.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
The portal was open already.
that's how the Demogorgon was able to go to our realm and snatch Will.
That's right. But that's what I'm saying. Even though she wouldn't have ran away, Will still would have been snatched.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, maybe.
See, that's
He definitely would have still been snatched.
I don't know, because I think, like I said, the Force, I think, made that come together to try and get it in his path.
Okay. Well, yeah, you're right. You're right. The Force behind everything.
If you remember, the first time she met the Demogorgon, she ran away and got out scot-free. Nothing happened. She woke up just fine. The second time, Papa told her to don't run away.
Papa.
I think the Demogorgon got in her head and made it where she couldn't leave. And that's how the portal opened.
I'm not too sure. But I do know that I don't understand. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I have no idea. But I don't understand how Joyce and Hopper got caught at the beginning of episode 5. I mean, episode 8, the last episode. It never showed them get captured, right?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Okay, so
He's like, this is how I got in here. It worked for me last time. They clip through, they go in, and right before they get to the door, they get surrounded by all the
Oh, shit, I must have missed
the
it.
guns are drawn.
Oh, fuck.
And she's like,
I'm
I can't
I was
believe you
thinking-
tried to do this again.
Yeah, I was thinking, you did this shit and got caught the first time.
Well, actually, to be honest, he made it all the
Far
way.
into it.
Yeah, he made it all the way the
This
first
you
time.
Try to do it the same way,
Yeah.
the same path. Oh man!
I didn't even know that. Jesus, I guess I missed that. Somewhere, I guess I fast forward or not fast forward. I think I went to go pee. I'm just going to say that.
Oh, that peeing motherfucker. That's the problem right there, dude.
I gotta pee too.
Oh.
I've been holding that shit in.
Go pee real quick. We're still going.
But after they were, well, we're close to the end right now.
I gotta see teams now, though. I know that much.
Harper, dude, Harper,
Dude.
Hopper, sorry, not Harper. Hopper negotiated like a fucking badass to get them out of there. Yeah, he did give away 11, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was really trying to watch out for everyone in the town. Which is
Lando.
what his job is.
Right.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think he was like, yeah, I've met this little girl. They're not going to be able to contain her anyway. She wants to leave.
Dude, that's true.
Like, honestly, like...
She
Yeah,
smashed their brains, dude. Just like fucking,
What, like 6 or 7 of them?
dude, like, yeah, like 6, 7, 8. I don't know. There was a bunch of them, dude. All of them around them. Eyes started bleeding. Their fucking ears started bleeding. Nose started bleeding. And then they just fucking dropped to the floor, you know? That's fucking amazing. I loved it. 11's a fucking beast. Didn't even get to eat none of that old school pudding. Just throwing that out there.
Right? She's like,
Yeah, that's
what
why
is
she
this pudding?
passed out hard.
It's going to give you all the energy you need. Trust me.
I love Dustin. He's like, I knew she was hoarding it from us.
Yeah, that bitch.
It's the lunch lady. Come on, dude. She's not going to
Every
put it all
time
out
she
there.
said she was out, she had a whole icebox stocked full of pudding. Damn.
All
I
right,
like how
after,
they went and stole the salt for the roads. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, what are they going to do if it snows? Worst case scenario, no school. He's like, okay, I'm not going to argue.
That's true, man. That was one of my most favorite parts in the whole thing that they stole. They stole all. Like, why did they keep the salt at the school? They didn't keep it at like the fire station or anything like that. It's kind of weird, in my opinion.
I think because buses used to actually stay more out of school, rather than having bus barns, they used to actually be kept at schools. So, you know, they would keep them there. And it's
Okay.
a small town. But yes, I do understand where you're coming from. Like, the school bus ain't going to be taking out the dang salt.
Yeah, they're not
Would it
gonna
like
be.
City Hall or...
They're not gonna be ones
Yeah.
laying the salt or anything. You know, why is it at the school?
And why is it only the middle school? Just so happens it's their school. Not one of the other ones.
Well, if it's a small town, right, which we think it might be, some small towns, I know for example, my sister's town that she lives in, their school district is all on one ground, from pre-K all the way to 12th grade.
It
Okay.
says middle school, bro.
Yeah, and
Middle
this,
school's there
Hawkins
too.
Middle
this is the middle
School
school that he's talking
separated.
about. This is the middle school that we're
Oh,
talking about,
okay.
though.
They have different schools in Hawkins.
Their schools are separated out. Like the 12th graders don't go
Cousin
with
lives.
elementary.
Remember when we were,
Anaheim, where my cousin lives, Garden Grove, it's different. They have a 7th and 8th grader in one.
and then
school.
ninth in their
Everything
own.
else is 1st to 6th.
Dude, this is how weird our school systems have been so far. My son is going to middle school now, and he's in 6th grade. We had to wait till 7th grade. Then
me.
after a little bit later, they had a 7th and 8th grade, and then a 9th grade campus. 9th graders had their own campus at some
Granbury's
point.
fucking weird, dude.
Yeah,
Granbury's weird as fuck.
9th, and when Coleman was going to school,
Dumb as fuck.
when Coleman was going to school, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th graders all went to the same school together.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
9th through 12th. That's real high
kindergarten through
school.
3rd grade, and then 4th grade through 6th grade, then 7th and 8th, and then all the people above for high school. My son's, I actually like how where my son is. It's 2 grades. It's kindergarten and pre-K. Then it's 1st and 2nd, 3rd and 4th, 5th and 6th,
Different
7th
schools?
and 8th.
Like
Yes,
baseball.
different schools. And then
Weird.
their 9th grade, it's 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. It's all their high school.
The way
Okay,
I
so
grew up-
No,
that's
that
cool.
way, it's
The way I
two-
grew up
it's two every 2 grades is a school.
That's
The way I
fucking
grew
awesome.
up, it was
Go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah.
It was 1st grade through 5th grade. That's elementary. Then it's 6th through 8th. That's middle. Then it's 9th through 12th.
That's how I thought ours was, because it was supposed to be 1 through 5 or 1 through 6. Then it was 7 through 8 or 7 and 8. Then 9, 10, 11. But I guess I was wrong because I was little.
No, when you were, that's how it was.
Okay, so yeah.
It started that way. My 6th grade year is the year that they got rid of our intermediate school and went to having 1 through 6 or pre-K through 6th grade at one school.
The 9th grade year, we were supposed to go to high school, and they kept us in elementary. Oh, not. I mean, they kept us in middle school instead of letting us go to the high school. That's when they changed it. You know, James, you were with me.
Clinton.
Well, you were acting actually.
When
It's
did
yes. Sorry, go ahead.
when did we meet?
I want to say I was middle school, 7th or 8th grade, dude.
Right. Well, you've been here all your life, right?
You were in GMS, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. You were here all your life, right? Like Nettie Backus?
I didn't go to Bacchus. I went to Emma Robinson, and then I went to what was it?
Well,
Membrino.
Membrino. Then I went to Membrino 3rd grade, 3rd through 5th, or 3rd through 6th. I did that. Then GMS 7th, 8th, and 9th, and then
Well, if I remember
GHS.
correctly, Nettie Backus was like pre-K up to 3rd grade. And then 4th, 5th, and 6th was at Oakwoods. And then 7th, 8th, and 9th was GMS and AMS. And then 10th, 11th, and 12th was the high school.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I mean,
But
I
mine was
moved
different.
off in 2010 to 2011, came back. Same house, same street. It's a trailer, so yeah, you have to mention the same street. But, you know, it was it was
I used to
fun.
go eat
I
lunch
loved
with
moving back to the
every
same
once in a
place.
while.
Huh?
I used to go eat lunch with Clinton every once in a while. Whenever he was in
Yeah,
middle
but me-
school,
Me and Clinton was
I guess
like,
I don't remember it, but I'm pretty.
The
You might have
best
showed up
friends.
a couple times.
me and Chloe would go up there sometimes.
Ah, I don't remember.
Yeah. Whenever you were in like 8th or 9th grade, we'd go up there every once in a while.
Oh yeah, I don't remember it. But that's pretty cool.
but yeah, man.
There's a couple times
All
where I
right.
didn't go to school
Did you
because
go
of
to
it.
the 10-year? Did you go to the 10-year reunion, Clinton?
No, I didn't. I didn't even go to the 20-year one.
Dude,
Oh, no, it hasn't
you
been the
didn't-
20.
We haven't been to the 20.
No, it hasn't. It hasn't yet. That's what I meant.
It's 2027.
Do you want to go to the? I'll go if you go.
I'll go.
I'll go if you go.
We'll do a nerd out podcast right
Yeah,
there.
fuck yeah, dude. We'll fucking Skype the whole thing, and
I'll go and I'll say that I was that age.
Oh yeah.
No.
Get the better looking twin.
I mean, you can tell by how the school systems are done in this show how it was, and this is like where we're from is a small town as well.
yeah, it's
So,
bigger now.
Anybody
It
else
does
hearing an
have-
echo?
No, it's just you. I think it's your headphones
Just me hearing
sometimes.
an echo?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be.
I do like how 11 saves the day at the end, of course. If she didn't go all Dark Phoenix on it and blow it up like, she tried to do with Wolverine, then everything would have been just fine. Or no, I mean, then she wouldn't have been able to save the day. But luckily she did, and she disappeared. Nobody knows how she disappeared and then came back, but it happened. So I'm just going to go with it.
At least in season 1. In season 4, that's how the Upside Down was created.
Right.
When she banished one. So what I was wondering, I know, I'm sorry, that was a spoiler alert. Please cut that out. Okay, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Okay, so in season 4, 11 banishes 1. That's a done deal. There's no coming back
Right.
from that, right?
That's actually
That's
how
what
it's
created
created.
the Upside Down.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and so
But
In season
they
1
freestyled it later though. It
Yeah,
originally
they did,
was supposed
they
to be, like
did.
he said, 1 season.
Yep, they did. They freestyled there. Like they were supposed to open it by her freaking out when she saw the Demogorgon the first time. That's supposed to be supposedly how it opened the first time, but they changed it later on. So we're not going to talk about what you're talking about.
Right, so in season 1, chapter 8, at the end of it, or towards the end, she banishes the Demogorgon.
Yep.
But in the process, now this is what I have an issue with. At the process of it, she banished herself. Seemingly, allegedly,
Same man.
banished herself.
She disappeared.
Seemingly.
Semen.
Seemingly.
Semen.
Not semen. Not jizz. Not jizz. No. But she seemingly banished the Demigorgon. But in the process, it took her with it.
Right.
Yeah, that was fucking.
Yeah, I agree. I don't understand where she went or how Hopper even found her, but I'm glad he did.
Hey,
How much is it under her, bro?
that's not in this season.
Okay, he left Egos for somebody in a box
Yep.
in the forest where she walks around, where she first found Mike. So that's her. Just saying. If anybody knows who,
It's 6 o'clock already.
yeah. Well, I'm just gonna say I like how it started with D&D and it fucking ended with D&D. He got fucked up at the beginning and then he wins at the end, and that's exactly how the season pulls out. Go
I
ahead.
think a lot of it was cool because
like that
they
too.
actually all agreed. Like in the first one, they were fighting. No, don't do this. Cast protection. No, fireball them. They were all fighting. This time,
And it was
you
a
can tell,
Demogorgon,
they're
too.
like, let's fireball them.
No, and though they looked over
Demogorgon.
at first. Lucas said, "Fireball him!" like he did at the very beginning, and then they look over at fucking Will to actually have his idea. Like instead of like just listening to everybody else. No, cast protection. No, fucking Will, what do you want to do? Let's fireball him. Boom. Rolls a fucking 14. Let's go. I think that's what they said it was. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a 14.
Let's go, 14.
It's actually a really small fucking hit point. Honestly, with the
14's big. You're tripping.
I
That's
feel
big.
like 15 and higher is the hard ones.
On the D20?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? What are they rolling? A D20? A
Yeah.
D10?
No, they were rolling a D20. Or
Yeah, 14
Yeah.
is pretty good.
or was it nah. Either way,
Well, if
it's
it's a
fine.
fireball, it's probably a 3D6 or something. Or,
15's harder to hit, and like in my opinion, 15 to 20 is the harder ones, and then 14 to
you're
10,
D&D noob, bro.
whatever. That's fine. So, let's do this. Least favorite parts. Did anybody write down their least favorites?
No.
No, but I thought about one. I just can't remember what it is now. It was
I don't like how
oh, it's when Nancy's banging Steve. Because I was like, shit, that should be me.
you're a demigorgon.
You're a Demigorgon. You're not banging anybody.
Demigorgons like to eat ass, bro.
Yeah, ass
We
to mouth.
established this.
They eat ass to mouth. You already told me.
Exactly. Barbara got hers. What was coming to her? Oh,
Oh, you
I guess my least favorite part was when Hopper and Joyce went back and got caught. He said, "This is the way I went the first time." Like they wouldn't be watching me again. That was probably my least favorite.
What about you, Coleman?
I think my least favorite part is actually what you kind of pointed out earlier. Like Dustin was all like, "You had the first blood." Like, dude, he was like straight up poking him and pushing him. Like, how was that? No, like, why are you taking that kid's side?
I
see
agree.
where he was coming from, but I mean, Lucas never sees anything that he does wrong either.
Yep.
So
yeah, he's hard-headed like a motherfucker, bro.
Yep.
He's the most hard-headed one.
My least favorite part is kind of piggybacking off of Kyle's, but it's not exactly. I just didn't like the fact that she made Barbara go with her and then got her fucking killed. I just didn't like that. Peer pressure into fucking doing a shotgun. After she said, no, come on, Barb, stop being a fucking pussy, pretty much. Boom, cuts herself. I think we should leave. No, I'm gonna go up here and fuck this guy. Why don't you go ahead and take yourself home? Alright.
that's like high school.
Yeah, I know. It is. I just don't like it. I hated high school, you know?
Oh,
High school was a douche.
I loved high school. Dude, what do you mean? You guys hated high school? All you guys did?
I didn't like it.
Man, I got
I
bullied
didn't
in
have-
high school, dude.
You didn't like it,
Oh,
I
Coleman?
can throw some names around.
I had no
that
problem with
fucking
high
shock a lot of
school.
people,
Yeah.
probably.
High school was my favorite. If anybody that lives in the Hemet area, California, and you may blow up and you see this, I loved Hemet High, except for all the bullshit fighting
Did you
with the
say-
race wars and shit, but it was
Did you
fun.
say Hermit or Kermit? Hemet. Okay, sorry.
Hemet High? There was
It was
lots of
well
race
known.
wars and stuff. It was
I was
stupid,
pretty
but
well known. So
other than that, it was pretty fun.
I
I was
wasn't
class
liked.
clown. I was known. I was funny.
I was known. I just wasn't liked. It's all good.
right,
I
guys.
liked it. I was known and I was liked.
I was also
I was
known.
always top
I was
dog.
known apparently because people tell me nowadays that they fucking remember me, and I don't even know who the hell they were. So that happens, but that's what you get for being weird. Kyle, take us out.
Yeah.
I know I was weird like that too, bro.
Did
but
we
I was
say
funny.
favorite
I
parts?
saw it. What?
Did we say favorite parts?
Oh, favorite parts. Yeah, favorite parts. Sorry, Kyle, you're gonna have to wait a minute. Good job, James, catching that shit.
That's what I thought too. That we didn't do it. I'll go first. Mine is when she writes the letters on the board and then puts the lights next to them.
Yeah,
Straight
okay.
up made
Oh,
the
yeah.
first original Ouija board. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Kyle. Good one.
James.
Mine,
Oh, Coleman, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think mine would have to be like when Hopper comes to like get them out of the bus. Like,
Okay.
He like sneaks all up on them and everything, and like they're all like, "Oh no, he ratted us out." He's like Lando Calrissian, like
Yeah,
he's
Lando
all like,
Calrissian.
yeah. He's like, and then he ends up saving them. He's like, "No, they just they were still searching."
I got something to
He
say.
didn't even tell
He
them.
beat up that dude.
I got
He beat
something to
that
add
dude up
on to that.
About to catch him.
I want to say something too first.
Okay, go ahead. I got something to add on to what he just said, though. Go ahead.
All right, now I got next after you.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
That was my favorite part with the letters, but also like we said in the beginning, me and James, the Millennial Falcon, whenever he keeps dropping it and then
Oh, okay.
she just does it.
I like
Fun.
that. Now, Coleman, the thing is, I think that they had, you know how like went into Mike's house or Will's house, and he kept on looking for a bug, but for some reason they knew everything that they were saying over their fucking mics. I think their mics were bugged. That's why they were able to show up at the junkyard, and they like because for a fact Hopper didn't tell them that. They just showed up there and like looking for them after he done told Hopper where they were, and he's like Lando, I feel like their
They
mics.
only sent 2 cars. You honestly
That's
think they would have
badass.
sent 2 cars to go get them?
They did send 2 cars.
That's it.
Yeah,
Whenever they found out that 11 was at his house, how many cars did they send?
so you think?
Fanfuls.
So you
bro.
think that it was just a coincidence that 2 of them
I
popped
think, I
up?
think what it was like they did the helicopter thing, and she was like, "That's for Mike." And then what it was they seen a couple areas that they wanted to search more that had hiding places, and sent people to those areas. Like, hey, here's
That
kind
was
of like a
later on,
junkyard
though.
type thing.
Well, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But anyways, my favorite part. No, go ahead. Go ahead. What was your favorite part?
Oh, go first.
His
My-
favorite part was whenever Steve was fucking banging Nancy and then he had a boner.
No. My favorite part was whenever they went to go buy the weapons and stuff, and the dude was like, What are you doing with all this stuff?" And they're like, "Monster hunting."
I loved how honest
Yeah.
he was.
And
Yeah.
she was just like,
Because they like
"What
looked
you
at
wanna
each
know
other
this
like.
for? Monster hunting." Yeah, that's great. I love that part.
That was my favorite part.
Yeah, my favorite part. Now this is gonna not go with a story here, but
Jimmy
MK
Gorgon's
Ultra.
penis.
MK Ultra was actually a real thing. This is a real thing you can
Yeah,
look up
hell yeah.
on the interwebs to this day. And
Well, they
and
still
it's
deny it.
badass. They'll still deny that they did anything fucked up, but the actual experiments were there. And that's just crazy, man. That's just. I'm really happy they put that in there. I wrote down season 4, season 5. Now, season 4,
Alright, going back to
MK
season 5,
Ultra
guys. Everybody
works
calm
this
down.
way.
Episode.
Season 4, they showed a picture of, I think, what's her name? The one that went disappeared? The girl?
Barbara.
Jane.
Barbara.
Oh.
They showed a picture of her and said, "Hey, focus on her. Tell us where she's at." And that's basically how MK Ultra works. And then, and the chapter 6, it's mentioned full on by Jane's mom,
Yep.
aka 11. And I was really happy with that. So that's probably my favorite part.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Good job, James.
You talking about the part with the mom?
Yep.
Where
When they
That was
mentioned,
her aunt. It wasn't 11's mom. It was her aunt. But
well, they went to go
the
see.
mom-
The mom was the one that was
The mom
comatose.
Yeah,
Mom was
that's what I was
rocking
talking
in a
about.
rocking chair.
but she's repeating herself.
Yeah, we'll
She
talk
said
about what
certain
she.
things,
what she said.
rainbows, flowers. I
We'll,
remember what she said.
we'll talk about that
In
later
this
on.
That's season 2.
In this season,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
In
didn't
this
finish.
season.
I didn't finish season 1. I watched after episode 5. I stopped watching. I was like, I remember because I watched it twice. I'm just like, I
right.
can talk.
I think that's done. I think we did it. I think we're done with Stranger Things. Good job, fellow people.
Well,
Kyle?
season 1.
I was just trying to be mature this episode to show everybody I can be calm.
I-
Well, thanks, Kyle.
That's why I wasn't
Greatly
talking
appreciate
much. I've got to be perverted. See, I can do stuff.
it. Well, you did say I like the Demogorgon's penis, so fuck you, Kyle.
Kyle, you did really good. You did
Yeah,
really
right.
good. I just felt like
You did a terrific job.
I think. Yeah.
I mean, I wish you would have talked more, but
I actually think you were too quiet this
yeah,
time. But-
just a little bit. Just a little too quiet.
Minor can't be choosers, right? We
I guess I gotta
appreciate
fucking balance it out.
love you, Kyle.
But this episode
Alright,
turned out
Tucker.
amazing, in my opinion. Kyle, take us out.
Okay, so I guess if you guys like our episode, comment, tell us what you like, what we should do next and stuff. But I guess next episode we're gonna go ahead and do a Sleepy Hollow, Headless Horseman, Echo Bob Crane, all that stuff. So I mean, other than that, give us some likes, check us out, and till then, we'll see you next week. Hasta la vista, baby.
Follow us on
Peace out.
Facebook. Make sure to follow us on Facebook. Make sure to vote in our polls and check out my fucking Andor because me and James are rocking that shit. Go over there, nerd out, watch that shit. Get the fuck out of here, everybody.
Yes.
All right, peace out, everyone. I'm starving.
Hey, we're
I'm
done.
eating, and you can. All right, bye.
Yeah, fucking 2-hour fucking episode, dude. Holy shit.